and spirits at Envision Landscapes and Garden Center. There's something for all palates, and you only pay your entry fee. Food and snacks are available for purchase at the event, as well as off-sale beer, wine, and spirits from vendors. Tickets are only $25 ahead of time or $30 at the door. This fun day is for adults 21 and over only. Buy your tickets at mainstreetbeatrice.org or on the Main Street Beatrice Facebook page today.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in to the Don't Punt Hour, and this should be just a great, fantastic hour. The first time I've seen DeMornay Pierson-El since what has been just truly one of the most chaotic weekends of sports I've ever truly witnessed. Locally, shout out to the Stars as they've had two chaotic game one, game two. The NFL draft, we'll get into that. Not sure how much. There's probably a tipping point on people just being fed up with hearing the same thing over and over again, but obviously we'll talk about the obvious there. And then, of course, the Husker games this weekend as well. But with that being said, I also got a few giveaways as well I want to get ahead of, and I'll come up with a little bit of trivia for that. But the first one we'll go ahead and give out here, and we'll just do a roll call for this one. We'll do some trivia for the next one. But first, two people will say to go ahead and put in their name. That's all I'm asking for. Roll call, your name, where you're from. We'll give away a couple of free tickets. Dynasty Combat Sports. They got a spring brawl this weekend. That is at the Pinnacle Bank Arena as well. Saturday, May 3rd at 6:30. Pinnacle Bank Arena, spring brawl, Dynasty Combat Sports. So first two people, put your name in there, where you're from, roll call. We'll put those aside and keep them here at the station for you if you choose to do so. Good morning, Pierson-El. There's my little tangent there. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Finally some good weather.
Can you call it good weather when the wind's 35 plus?
Would you rather have what we've been having?
Improved weather. I'll say improved weather.
I mean, it feels like it's 80. Football's in the air. It's a wonderful start to the week.
It is. You know what? You can't deny that. The sun feels good. Yes, it's a little bit windy, but absolutely. I'll give you the option. You want to go Husker games, NBA playoffs, or the NFL draft?
We can go NBA playoffs.
Okay. Let's go with the NBA playoffs then. First one, I want to start off with the obvious. If anybody has been paying attention, we hinted at it before. The Denver Nuggets versus Los Angeles Clippers series is by far the best series in the NBA right now. The last game finished with the closest buzzer beater I've ever seen in my life. Jokic wasn't the pass. He admitted it. Heaves it. He's way over. Aaron Gordon flies in to throw it down.
There's somebody over there somewhere.
It's just, it was incredible. And like I said, that was not the plan at all, but it worked out fantastic. I mean, what's your favorite series so far? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's that one. I think the Bucks Pacers one. That one is just getting sad. Dame and his torn Achilles, that hurts.
We'll get into that.
LeBron and Ant has not lived up to the hype.
And has.
To me, it hasn't. It's just like I've seen LeBron miss consistently like jumpers that he normally makes from the 3-point range and everything like that. And it's just like, how are you missing that if you're not, doing what you're typically are known to? That's out jumping everybody. So it's just it hasn't been what I expected out of it. Just the Lakers are just I don't know how you get to the number 3 team in the conference and just everything falls apart. So yeah, you could say Denver and I'm blanking on the team. Denver and the Clippers, yeah. And the Clippers, yeah, their matchup is definitely the best.
It's so far been the closest.
You
didn't say the Cavaliers and Heat.
The Knicks and the Pistons has been pretty good too now.
No, yeah.
It's been some bad calls, but their games have been close.
I agree. When I say closest, I just means in terms of like it's coming down to, if not a buzzer beater, the last couple of shots. But there's definitely plenty of other good series. And by the way, I sarcastically said Heat Cavaliers at the end of the first quarter, 43-17, Cavaliers leading. That's the first quarter. Everyone saw that one coming. The Miami Heat. We talked about, who's an overrated player, possibly Tyler Heroes, maybe fit that mold. Well, the showing right now with the Heat definitely would put him there. Cavs are a good team. And speaking of the Cavs, Evan Mobley gets Defensive Player of the Year. We've talked about him, maybe not as much as we should have, though. I got no problems with it. Evan Mobley is a guy who's been rarely talked about on a major scale, of course, within the Cavs community, but he's an incredible player.
He's been more consistent, and it's like each year has gotten better.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're hoping for in a guy like Mobley, and he's really clean for the most part injury history. So for the Cavs, I mean, he's going to be a long-term Cavs as long as he's happy there. They're going to keep paying him that money. Other series, we'll talk about it. The Bucks, are they kind of cooked in the water at this point? Damian Lillard goes down late.
Giannis might be out of there.
Chicago Bull.
Hey,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. It makes sense. He's talked about the city of Chicago. He likes it, the sports city. The Giannis sweepstakes are going to happen sooner than later here, because I do think he already kind of hinted that he is open to the idea of not necessarily being a Buck forever, which surprised me. But I mean, when they're firing head coaches like that from your organization, like
there's no stability. That like you get comfortable with a guy and then up and you're off.
Yep, I think that's why it makes no sense why they got rid of Budenholzer, unless they got rid of Budenholzer because Giannis was thinking about leaving and Budenholzer was part of the issue. But I never heard any of that coming from him. So that to this day, I still don't understand what that was all about. But I don't feel like Giannis is going to be a Buck. At least in the next 5 years. I definitely see him wearing another jersey out there. When's it going to be? I'm not entirely sure, but if he does sign more contracts with the Bucks, I think we're going to get closer and closer to those shorter deal contracts, because he, injury wise, he's for the most part pretty clean as well. But with that being said, the Pacers win that one and they're running away with it 3-1. That last one was at the Bucks. So I think is this one at the Pacers or the Bucks next? This would be game 5.
I think it goes back to the Pacers. No, it goes back to the
Pacers were the 4th seed. Okay, I had it mixed up. So the Pacers hosted the first 2, next 2 at the Bucks. This one will indeed be at the Pacers. So they're probably going to be able to put that away and win it 4-1. The only team that's been swept so far was the Memphis Grizzlies. We're not going to talk about that. It was the absolute annihilation, evaporation of the Grizzlies squad. Other teams out there from yesterday that we can dive into a little bit. Celtics holding on to their edge, 107-98. They win yesterday pretty convincingly. They lead the series. And which games do we got left here? We got, instead of going through all of these, let's just talk about the games left. So Bucks, Pacers. I think we both agree Pacers most likely.
Yep.
Timberwolves, Lakers. We hinted at it, but Anthony Edwards is that physicality is bothering LeBron. I think that's why he's a little bit short down the stretch. The guy's 40. He's getting older. I don't care how
you can't play the type of ball that they're kind of playing and expect LeBron to keep that up for a whole entire series.
Exactly.
And I think the pieces around Luka and LeBron have to show up. They've been so inconsistent, and them not having a bigger body or a true five or a dominant presence, around the rim, I think is made them vulnerable. Because I mean, people are just kind of going at them. Hopefully they can get one more game. They've been right there, and just for whatever reason, just pissed it down their legs the last 2 games.
It's I mean, when you lean on LeBron that much, and again, this isn't saying LeBron, told you he's not, he's a phenomenal player, but it's very clear to me they're giving him a little bit of you can call it the Jordan treatment. Anthony Edwards has done this twice now. He did the same thing to Kevin Durant on the Suns, where he just starts shoving on those older dudes entire game. Like, he's got an agenda with the vets in the league that's like try to dethrone them. And it's a lot of physicality. And whatever you might say, I think it has a little bit of effect just on their endurance. And maybe that's why he's short on a little bit of a shot. You also got the entire team. I was talking to you the other day. It's Luka, LeBron, and anybody else will be happy to take. And the other day, it was Rui Hachimura. It wasn't enough, though. It might be Austin Reeves the other day. Jackson Hayes at the center. He's never going to be a guy to be super elite for you. So they're not deep enough for me. That's all I got on the Lakers. It's right now just way too top heavy, and especially more and more recently. I mean, who won it last year? It was the Celtics. Was it because Tatum was the best player in the NBA? No. Was it because Brown? No. It's because they had a group of guys that were all willing to impose serious.
Solid from 1 to 14 or 15, whatever it is. It was interchangeable pieces. Now other guys contribute more so, but I mean, look at what is it, White? Look at he's had games where he's gone off for 30, and that's not everything that you see. But can he do it? Yes, he consistently creates turnover. He consistently is a an extra effort type of guy and everything like that. And that's just the Lakers don't really have that piece. I was about to say the Bucks, not the Bucks. The Timberwolves do. Ant can do that. Julius Randle can do it when he necessarily wants to. And what's the one that came over from the trade that went to Villanova from the Knicks? I can't think of his name.
Karl-Anthony Towns. He's not there anymore. He's over. They got Rudy Gobert still.
No. He's a guard. He played at Villanova. He came over from.
Hart. It's not Hart. He's still got to be there. Who are you thinking of?
Oh my goodness! I just said I can't. I
can't. Got Joey. I mean, the roster right now.
He got a weird last name.
Dante DiVincenzo.
That one.
Yeah.
I mean, and what he's brought to the table and everything like that. They're gelling. Like they're going to be a tough team to beat. Period.
That's a really good defensive team, right? You go from Anthony Edwards. He plays really good defense when he wants to. Julius Randle, he's a little bit undersized, but he's strong, hard to move around if he does got his footwork right. Rudy Gobert, he's got enough NBA defensive awards. Dante DiVincenzo, don't let it fool you. He's a freak athlete, good defender as well. Jaden McDaniels. Okay, now we're getting into some of the bench here. But even the bench, okay, I'm not going to say even the bench. The bench, looks like the bench for the most part. They do got a little bit of good depth, though. They got Jaden Clark. Joe Ingles is still on that team. And Terrence Shannon Jr., whatever you think about him, he has a little bit of depth. And you got Naz Reid as well. Not a bad roster, pretty deep, and you got a lot of good defense there. And to your point, like when you look at the Lakers, you don't see Austin Reeves being a consistent, dominant force for you, offensively or defensively. You really just don't see it with any of their guys, Rudy Hachimura. So I got the Timberwolves most likely winning the next one. Anything left to add on that?
I'm going Lakers. I'm going Lakers. I'm calling
to win it or just one game?
Win one more game.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not going to fight you too much on that. Heat Cavs, is there anything even worth to mention?
No.
Warriors Rockets.
This is another good matchup.
Yeah, it is.
I think I think the inexperience and the young guys have kind of been established and shown, and the Warriors are kind of chipping off for that and picking on it. I think Steve Kerr and his team has put together good games to kind of people are going to go off for points. They're going to have their nights and everything like that, but it hasn't been consistent for their star player. And when he's not necessarily on, the Rockets are down bad.
Yeah, Green has been nice. I mean, that's the thing with the Rockets is you're right, and you're just how consistent can this stay? You know, you got a lot of players people really like Sengun is an interesting one. I don't think a lot of people have turned on League Pass to catch the Houston Rockets, especially early in the year, but he's a nice player a few years along his development now. And then Green, you had some ideas of what he can be, and especially what was game 2? I think they won. You saw a lot of it, like what Jalen Green is like when he's got it going, but then Steph Curry is still just the most nuclear option in all of the NBA. And when he starts going off, it's like you can't really find any.
You can't stop it.
It's 2-1 series though, and that's the problem. I don't know if it was you when I talked about it, but he's just, especially when he does go nuclear. Even if he's at home, it's obvious, but like on the road, it doesn't. Man, calling a timeout like just doesn't seem to phase him. And when they are at home and you call a timeout, you almost don't want to.
You don't want to.
It's an eruption in that place if you call timeout simply for the sake that Steph Curry's hot. The fan base loves it. Everybody's aware of it. And like I said, Steph Curry just fuels off that. He's a nightmare. I don't think there's anything in the world that really works when he's got it going. So I don't have the Rockets winning the series. I got the Warriors. Right now it's 2-1. I do think it's close, though. This is the one series I'll go 4-3 on.
Ooh. I think the Rockets will get one more game and that's it.
Okay. 2-4 finish.
Yeah, so is Jimmy coming back this game or is he sitting?
Let me do the IR part real quick here. I want
to say that they won the last game without Jimmy.
Let's see. Golden State Warriors right now. They should be good. He should be good to go here.
So they won the last one without Jimmy. And I mean, we've seen how and what he brings to the table and kind of, manhandles, kind of grown man type of game, what he brings. So the Rockets, they're young. Like if they're up and it's a good day, it's a good game, they feeling it. Like can they be a problem? Yes, absolutely. But the thing about that is you got a more seasoned team that could kind of take the air out of the room with them. So I don't think they get more than 2 wins and then that's it.
I'm not too far away with you. Just to verify, yes, Jimmy Butler, he is available for this upcoming game here. It was just a hip contusion, which is why I made the assumption. But Hayes put that out there. He will absolutely be available. With that being said, just real quick, we'll go through the East because I think it'll be faster. We talked about a Cavs. We like that one. We both took the Pacers. Knicks Pistons is the one game we have yet to really dive in that series.
That series pisses me off because, like, the Pistons are right there. Like, it's not like New York has like gotten lucky. Like Detroit is giving New York whatever, however they want, and they're pulling they're pulling the right straw and just getting out of there by the hairs of their chin.
Well, let me set the table for you, and then you can go off on your point. Game 1, the Knicks win it, not dominant, 123-112. But here's the part you're talking about. They scrape away by game 2. The Pistons do. They win it 194. Game 3, Knicks win by 2, 118-116. Game 4, Knicks win by 1, 94-93. Pistons are indeed right there. One free throw, one shot away from at least sending 2 of these 4. I should just say 2 of the 3 games that they lost into wins. And then all of a sudden we're looking, at a 3-1 series. You could just flip it the other way based on one made free throw or one made shot. So unless momentum carries it, game 5, not the Pistons, Knicks got to host it. So this one's back
in the Garden,
New York. Yeah. And this is to win it for the Knicks. Who do you like?
The Knicks piss me off. Like, it's just like they're scraping by when it's like y'all should be dominating this team. So I'm going the underdog. I'm going with the Pistons. I really like them. I like the group that they got. They fight hard. They claw. They scratch. They don't care. they're, Aqib Talib taking people's chains and, running off with it. That's the type of energy. And I mean, I know Madison Square Garden is going to be electric that night, but the Knicks have started slow, and they've literally gotten lucky.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the Pistons, you're also at a point.
If I'm not mistaken, the last 2 games, the Pistons have been up by at least I think 8 points or something like that, and kind of just lost it in the past couple minutes. That's just experience.
Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and take a look here in the last 2 games in particular. The 2 closest losses they've had through the series. So the Pistons were slow start and then came running back in the second half. And in the last game, the 94-93 finish. Oh, man. Yeah, it is just all slow starts. I knew you had some truth to that, but I don't remember a 19-point first quarter for the Pistons. So, yeah, the biggest problem for the Pistons is they are having some incredibly sluggish starts and then playing really good basketball in the second half. But, yeah, this is as much as I want the Pistons to move on here. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Knicks. That's such a tough environment on the road to play in. Even though the Pistons got nothing to lose, again, if you look at what they were last year, just the fact that they're in a series right now that isn't a play-in is a great step in the right direction. Give me the Knicks. Not going to be super surprised if the Pistons win it. I don't think it's going to matter because that team's going to have to likely play the Boston Celtics. Celtics lead at 3-1. I know we're both thinking Celtics on that. We won't spend a lot of time here. But Thunder, and I don't know who it's going to be. It's tied 2-2 Nuggets Clippers. Whoever you think it's going to be, is that going to matter? Or do you have the basically Thunder or the winner between the Nuggets and Clippers moving on? Because that's the only
I think it's going to matter. I think the way that if it is the Clippers, I think they can be a scary team.
I hope it's kind of the Clippers. Yeah, no, I like watching Jokic, but
I think the Clippers give OKC a harder challenge. With if Denver wins, it's kind of Jokic. He's gonna kind of do his thing, and then we'll see what you get from everybody else. That would be an easier matchup for them. But I think if OKC gets the Clippers, I think that it's somebody's lunch money gonna get taken. Because Kawhi is a problem. He's playing healthy. James Harden is doing his thing and whatnot. You got Ty Lue, who's coming off of, an Olympic championship and understands and what he brings to the table and whatnot against, a young group. I like that matchup. It's not going to be easy for OKC. You might try and speed things up, but you're going to have to deal with Kawhi, and that's not simple.
And you didn't even mention their best player, Ben Simmons. He's in the mix. On a great value. I will say this. Say what you will about Ben Simmons, but
he's been playing
in his career. You're not using him to be the superstar. You know exactly what you're getting with him. And if you know him, if you know what you want within a limited role, all of a sudden he does make some value there, but he's definitely nowhere near what you thought going to be, but it's just a big body. The Clippers are really good right now. And I don't think I ever would have thought that James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, that was the matchup that was going to work. I've never seen James Harden or Kawhi Leonard be so happy. And those two seem to be, not that Kawhi Leonard was an unhappy guy, but very reserved. Just weren't getting much out of him. Those two seem to not only get along really great, but they play really well together. Those two. And that's why I say, even though, I like watching Jokic, I just don't think he alone can keep up offensively with the Thunder.
Yeah.
The Thunder are going to be able to run away with that just because if Jokic has even just, 1 quarter, half a quarter, even a quarter of a quarter where he's not himself and he's having a really bad spell, it's just inconsistent. That's enough time for the Thunder to create enough separation to where you're not going to catch up unless, Jamal Murray or an unsung hero on the team just decides to have a remarkable night shooting. The Clippers, though, when you talk about the depth on this roster in terms of
they're another Warriors. They're that type of putting the fear in you. You don't want them because it's you're gonna have to come with your best shot. You can't afford the small simple mistakes or the young-minded mistakes with them because again, it'll cost you.
Well, you look at a guy like James Harden, who he's a stronger guy. Say what you will about defense, but yeah, Ivica Zubac, we like him. He's always just a beautiful value. But then you even go to the depth chart. We said Ben Simmons. We said that jokingly, but if you could have Ben Simmons for that role, you absolutely would take him. You still got Derek Jones Jr., who, say what you will, freaky athletic, high flying guard that you can swap in, small forward. You could say Bogdan Bogdanovic. A lot of people forget he's just sitting there. He's kind of that KCP option nuclear where down the stretch he can hit those really big time shots for you. And I believe they have, Norman Powell's on that roster too. So you got a lot of guys that are familiar with playing some really good basketball at high levels, and he's got some plenty of experience there from every single guy on that roster. So the Clippers, between the Nuggets and Clippers, if anybody's going to beat the Thunder, I think it has to be the Clippers, because they got enough size and experience where they can at least slow those guys down there. So that leaves us with a Thunder. Do you think Clippers pull this off?
I do.
I know. The more they play, the more the Clippers look good. So you got a Thunder Clippers. I'm actually going to go Clippers if they pull that one off. I'm going Timberwolves over the Lakers. Were you Rockets or Warriors to win the series?
Warriors.
Okay. So then you got Warriors Timberwolves.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I originally picked LeBron to win, but the series, but I think Minnesota just has their numbers just too much.
Okay. We're not going to break these down. I just wanted to get to this hypothesis just to say we might run into one of the best Western Conference finals we've seen in a long time. Think about it. Minnesota Timberwolves and Clippers.
You say that again?
Minnesota Timberwolves, because I think they could beat the Warriors if they advance past the Lakers, and then you're left with the Timberwolves, and I think if the Clippers advance, they can beat the Thunder. And if you get a Clippers and Timberwolves Western Conference Finals, that's going to be physical and arguably, I think, the most fun.
That's going to be a good showing.
Really good showing.
That's going to be a good showing, a good pure basketball.
Well, because we've seen how Anthony Edwards doesn't fear the superstars. If there's a group of superstars who are not going to really take that all that well, it's probably the guys on that Clippers team. Because I know damn well that if you say something to Kawhi Leonard or try to shove him around, he's talked about as one of the strongest guys in the league all the time.
Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear.
That one has
let that giant sleep. Don't poke the bear.
Yeah, leave the claw alone. He's got a defensive personality for a reason. He is just one of the best to do it defensively and offensively. But that's kind of what I see. East, we're going to go to break before we even say anything on it. It's probably just going to be Cavs, Celtics. I think that's probably about it. We'll throw it to break. We'll talk about the NFL draft later. Who knows how much we'll go in on it. We went over on this one, but don't go anywhere. Good morning, Pierson-El, Harrison Arns. Talk to you in a little bit.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Spring has arrived. The temperatures are rising, and it's time to get your equipment ready for the season. Landmark Implement has high-quality used John Deere planters, sprayers, and tractors, priced to move and ready to work for you. Take advantage of unbeatable deals and flexible financing to upgrade your operation without stretching your budget. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or browse our full inventory online at landmarkimp.com. Before these deals are done, experience the Landmark difference.
Buckle Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes.
Crash together. So close.
And family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding.
And tailgating tradition. Burnouts. Beer. And barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time. And you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 9th through the 11th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Cinco de Mayo is May 5th, but the party starts early this year at Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina with their street festival on Saturday, May 3rd. Come down to 8th and Q starting at 1 p.m. on May 3rd and see llamas from Sweet and Sassy's Llama Farm until 4 p.m. and enjoy face painting and balloon animals with Miss Shades at 2 p.m. DJ Wyatt will entertain from 6 to 10:30 p.m. There will be drinks, food, and giveaways, and best of all, no cover charge. It's the early Cinco de Mayo Street Festival with Tipsy Tina's Taco Cantina, Saturday, May 3rd, beginning at 1 p.m. at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms mainly this afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny and windy, the high around 87. Tonight, decreasing clouds, an overnight low near 46. Tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies with a light breeze, an afternoon high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buckner from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Segment number 2, DeMornay Pierson-El, Don't Punt Hour. We're going to go ahead and talk about it. The NFL draft all said and done with. Green room, some questionable things in there. Well, I shouldn't even say that. The one guy, we're just going to rip the Band-Aid off. Give me 2 cents on it. Shedeur Sanders, he was not actually in the green room. He was back there. But does not get drafted, slides all the way to the 5th. Lots of opinions, lots of emotions. I think I saw somebody almost crying about it the other day. Just give me your thoughts this morning, Pierson-El.
Oh, I mean, the league, they're about the shield, protecting the shield. No one person is bigger than the shield. And what I mean by that is the shield of the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So, for whatever reason or whatnot, I mean, we know what it was. Like I said before, people don't necessarily probably want to deal with his dad and undermine it. Not that he's going to undermine things, but certain things that will be in-house won't typically, or won't be in-house because his dad will publicly, say things or whatnot. It's an unfortunate situation. Do I think he was the capable of talent of where he went to? No, he should have been gone. Should have been gone. But I mean, it is what it is. He's gotten drafted, and I mean he's worked hard, to get things and whatnot, to still go, be places and whatnot. But we've seen other candidates who have been drunk, in drunken public, still go first overall, picks to certain organizations or whatnot. So, they pick and choose which, what certain situations that they want to give passes to and everything like that. I'm not saying he deserves it or anything like that, but like I said, it's dealing with the Sanders family. What comes with it, and it's not going to be easy. So I think that's why he slid the way he did.
Yeah, honestly, it's pretty damn close to where I'm at on everything. Do I feel bad for Shedeur Sanders? No, I don't care. He's gonna do fine. I'll say this much about Shedeur: the dude's making millions in NAL already. He got to the Browns. You look at that quarterback room; he's certainly gonna have room to compete and go be that guy that he talked about being. A 5th round pick,
That's
lose
crazy.
me there.
That's crazy.
Anybody who says no, you haven't watched Tyler shoot out of Louisville, he's bad. That's where you lose me. I'm like, okay, let's get a little bit of grip on reality. Where I think it hurt him is the shield. You're right. If you get a guy who is talking about him being bigger than the culture he's walking into or calling his shot, sometimes it works out really good. If you're Eli Manning, it worked out for you. If you're
different. Like, I mean, same situation, different.
There was an easy consensus on Manning is the difference. And Manning was a little bit more quiet about it. The personalities are different. But to me, the whole thing is it got really blown out of proportion. Like, I couldn't believe how upset a lot of people are for a kid who's going to have a ton of opportunities to do exactly what he says he can do. So I think
I wouldn't necessarily say a lot. I mean, that's a crowded room. I mean, Kenny Pickett, like you've been there or whatnot, not too worried about him. Dylan Gabriel, I think how Shedeur operates in the offense that fits him, along with the verbiage, I think he will be easier to adjust than Gabriel.
Deshaun Watson's in there.
I mean, but
he's not going to be in.
He's recovering from an Achilles injury, so
he
ain't going to be out there.
Joe Flacco's the guy that can put his arms.
I mean, Flacco's gonna be the day one starter. That's what it's gonna be, and they'll see where things go.
Yep, and if he's better, he'll play. That's it. I'm excited to see it. I definitely should thought 5th round. That's a reach, but yeah, he still got drafted. He slid a lot more than most people are expecting. Was it the GMs, owners just didn't like his attitude? Maybe, I don't know.
Potentially.
That's exactly like that's what some of the things said heading into it. It's also a lot of rumors that happens every year. At the end of the day, the dude's going to be all right. So that's all I got on it. Like if he's good, he'll come out on top and he's going to have a chance to show that at the Browns. But let's talk about some of the other crazy things that happened. Because yes, that was a big one, but people have talked about that nonstop to the point where I think people are almost tired of it. Just the Jaguars trading up to 2 overall is interesting for what they gave
I like the move.
They gave up, and just to give what they actually gave up for it, then we can talk about it. They gave up their number 5 pick, obviously, a 2nd round pick, a 4th round pick, and their 2026 1st round pick in exchange for that 2nd pick. Go.
Again, you gotta you got Travis to where Travis won't be the number one. Like, he's gonna go down there and be a number two, and a solid number two at that. What's the other guy? Is it Brian? I think out of Thomas. I think out of LSU.
I think you're right. Let me double check.
I think out of LSU, he's gonna be the number one receiver, and you're gonna. So I think them sacrificing,
Brian Thomas Jr. But yeah,
them sacrificing what they needed to kind of get that splash. Again, I mean, they're okay with him playing both sides. I think in that division, you got the Colts, you got the Titans, you got the Texans and everything like that. I mean, you put Travis Hunter, on the defensive side. Hopefully, you think that's an extra possession or two right then and there. So I mean, I like the aggressiveness. I mean, forget the picks. You got a different type of player, and he can definitely give your team a spark on offense and defense.
Yeah, I mean,
it was one of my favorite picks of the draft.
I'll say this much: like, I like it the more and more as it went on, because I think the toughest thing for GMs, right, is obviously like the salary cap and managing that. I used the example before. One Jaden Daniels right now is the price. Well, Geno Smith is the price of like 5 or 4 Daniels contracts within the per million year. Like, and we can all easily say, if you could pick a quarterback right now, everyone's picking Daniels, and he is significantly cheaper than Geno Smith. It just makes sense. Once you get on those next contracts, that's where the big money hits. So if you get a guy like Travis Hunter, you can have on that rookie deal, and he's playing offense for you, and he's playing defense for you, and he's playing special teams. Maybe not all the time, but at times, like, that is 2 incredible players that you're getting on both sides of the ball for a ridiculous value. And that's the hardest part of all of this, is like trying to fit guys within that salary cap in when you are making big moves. It's really scary to make big move for the quarterback, because it's the same thing. If you hit that superstar, like, it is a trajectory changing for your team. But if you can identify skill players, which are a lot easier to hit than the quarterbacks, and one of those coming through is a Travis Hunter, which is almost, I mean, the kid, if you don't like any of that stuff, he's also a 4.0 student coming out of college. Like, he is just an incredible human being with good leadership that you hear of, right? I don't know him personally, but that's the things you hear about him. Despite being attached with Shedeur Sanders, like, somehow none of that negative part rubbed off on him for whatever reason. I'm not saying I know why, but it seems like an awesome kid, and you can get an insane value for him to play on both sides of the ball. So I will say, I actually like it more and more now that it's gone through.
What was your favorite pick of the draft?
Favorite pick of the draft is a fantastic question. Let me go through it now.
And don't be biased because of your team and everything like that. Honestly,
no, I'm not going Loveland. I'm not, because if I said Loveland, I'd be lying to you, because I like it, but I also was like,
you were pissed.
I was at first, and then I was like, okay, who was it? Pete Prescott had a nice piece on it. I was watching some highlights, and then I also figured out Ben Johnson. He loves to run a lot of those 2 tight end sets, so you probably have like Rome, DJ, and he's going to use Loveland and Cole Kmet. Like, he loves that a lot. I think he had out of everybody in the NFL, the Lions were 3rd most with 2 tight ends.
12 personnel,
yeah, with 12 personnel. So it makes sense for him. I don't want to give you credit, but yeah, I mean, Raiders get Nash Genti at 6. It might be the best pick out there. I don't know if he's in the top 10 are going to be great. For steal, like Ty Robinson, realistically, he's an awesome steal. I'm not going to die. What the Eagles get him in the 4th round, like that, to me, if we're talking about value, then you can make a legitimate argument for Ty Robinson. If I want to be biased, the Bears getting Burden. Again, it's more skill, but he's a hell of a receiver.
That Burden pick is up there. I think he's gonna be an issue. I think Jalen Walker. I think what the Falcons did with the 2 first-round edges, like, you're getting 2 top 5 guys at the position. You can't not overlook that. Like, you can't. So I think that I think the safety out of Georgia that Baltimore got.
Where'd he? Let's see.
He went. I want to say it was
27. Malik Starks.
Yes. You have him.
Yeah,
You have him
27
and Kyle Hamilton paired up together. Oh.
This draft is fun. We're way over the clock. All right, we'll keep talking about some of our favorite moves. I also want to talk about Johnson, who slid. One of those guys. I know Shador got talked about a lot. But Will Johnson was a guy that was talked about a lot too, and I think he slid all the way to second, maybe even third. We'll talk about that next.
Second round. I think he got drafted second round to the Cardinals.
Second round to the Cardinals. Okay, still I think further than a lot of people thought. There's plenty of those stories throughout this thing. It's also the Chiefs. I'm going to tip my cap to them as well, but I'll do that on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Don't punt the hour. Harrison Arns, the morning Pierson-El. Talk to you in a bit.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
The end of the school year is drawing near, which means graduation parties are coming soon. Are you prepared for hosting? Führer's Cheese Spread is the dip that brings everyone together to celebrate graduations and the close to a great school year. And it goes well with crackers, meats, soups, and more. How could you consider throwing a party without it? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's Cheese Spread. No graduation party is complete without it.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Fleet Feet Lincoln is excited for the upcoming spring season and the warmer temps, and they want you to get outside and be active. Fleet Feet's Fit ID process takes a free 3D image of your feet to help runners and walkers alike find comfortable tennis shoes and inserts that ease pain associated with plantar fasciitis, bunions, and more. Get back on your feet this spring with a trip to Fleet Feet, open 7 days a week at 77th and Pioneers.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
All right, welcome back in. Third final segment, at least of the Don't Punt Hour. We'll still have spare time. A couple of Husker Bowlers and possibly Jillian Martin. She may be traveling as it is getting closer and closer to the school year being off, and then Kayla Starr as well. But let's continue talking about the NFL draft, and we'll likely have to talk about it more throughout the week because we barely brush the surface. But I put out there one more team I want to tip my cap to real quick is the Chiefs. The Chiefs just every year seem to do a really good job. I mean, listen, when you're that good of a team, it's a lot easier to handle the drafts because you got the big mystery pieces out of the way, and that being the quarterback. But I do think I don't know necessarily what the trade was, but it's kind of like a gentleman's trade between the Eagles and the Chiefs. The Eagles trade up just one spot so they can go ahead and grab Jihad Campbell, which I don't know if that's who the Chiefs fancied or what the rationale behind that was. But the Chiefs also get 162nd pick.
The Eagles drafted him, not the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Eagles drafted him, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why the Eagles would trade with the Chiefs, even though it's just a simple, you're trading back one and you're also giving up the 162nd pick, I think what it was, unless they thought the Chiefs were going to draft him. I still don't know why they do that. I understand the Eagles did, unless the Chiefs told the Eagles, hey, we're going to take him unless you give us one more pick. But the Chiefs got Josh Simmons, who the Ohio State
tackle.
Yeah, tackle, who I like a lot because limited tape because of the injury, but he played all games. It's San Diego State where he is at. And I think at that point in the draft, there was just a lot of fear around that injury, but he was by far the best prospect that if you're going to put a frame together, a ceiling on a guy, you certainly see it with him. So I like that one as well as a lot. Also, again, talking about the Ravens, who just killed the draft this year, I thought personally.
Mike Green?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
They get him way late. He was one of the favorite edge rushers within this entire draft.
I think it was second round.
It was second round. Let me get the exact where he was in the second round, and I want to say it was late as well.
He was a projected top 15 pick.
Yeah, and the reasoning behind this, and I say this where I could be wrong. 27th pick in the second round. So he was late in the second round on top of that. He had some sexual assault cases, and maybe the people are saying that's why he was sliding. I'm not a detective, obviously, but I looked for a lot of information, and there's just like nothing, no payoffs, like there's nothing conclusive that I have any real gut feeling to say, yeah, this man is a guy that shouldn't be entering into the NFL league. So it's one of those things, innocence until proven guilty. Also, I couldn't find anything on it. I just really couldn't, other than at one point somebody said this. I could be wrong, and obviously if that is the case, you always want to make sure that the victim's supported. But the police department dropped it already. So, it's kind of over with. And he slipped a lot as a result of it. So, whatever you may think, the police, they dropped it. They didn't see anything. And he slid a lot because of it. And the Ravens, again, whatever you think, they on the football field, he's a hell of a player. He was down there at Marshall. And again, that was a result of having leave the university that kind of took a while. But he tore it up at Marshall as well. I got to throw him out there because it's just a hell of a value. That's who I got. I mean, that's a major win for the Ravens this year. They might have had one of the best drafts.
I don't think you're wrong with that at all. I mean, their first 2 picks for sure. I would have to check and see who else they got, but I mean, they've been drafting well for years. Yeah. Like it's been like that for years. You can probably go back since before Lamar, but definitely since Lamar on, like I think only a few of their probably draft picks have kind of like not hit, but they typically do.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm looking through it right now, and I won't go through the entire thing, but they got, so after Mike Green, they also got Emory Jones Jr., another tackle out of LSU. They got
he was a right tackle. Right tackle.
Yeah, I like this one too. They didn't get Buchanan, the linebacker out of California.
Nice.
And I haven't watched a ton of tape on him, but you watch a little bit of what he was doing. It's a tough one when you look at those divisions. And then Carson Vincent as well. Okay, and then I think we're getting to the point where it's a lot of speculation. A kicker, a wide receiver, defensive tackle, and a corner. And then they got another guard, Dillinger, out of LSU as well. But yeah, I got no problems with that. One more guy I'll throw out, and I'll ask you for one more. Scottaboo went pretty late. He went way later than I thought. I thought he was going to be a high value pick.
No.
Okay, what were your thoughts on him? I'm not saying first
round.
What
round did he go? 5th round?
I want to say, was it the 5th? I thought it was even later than that.
Maybe. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's going to be able to do that at the next level. He's not a Marshawn Lynch. Like you're going to be going against grown men. Like that bouncing off and everything. Like it might be. You know, you were bigger than a lot of people there. I would like to see how that translates. Now, wishing him the best and everything like that. He can. It might happen and whatnot. But I don't want to say his film was mediocre because it wasn't. He was a legit star. Mm-hmm. But it's hard to translate that to, you know, the next level. Now you go to the right place and they have play action or a nice intermediate, you know, offense setup and everything like that. A nice zone stretch or ISO or duo and everything like that to where you kind of get him going and everything like that. That's fine and dandy. But dudes are going to be quicker at this level. Dudes are going to be bigger at this level. Dudes are going to be stronger at this level. So I'm not so sure what his strengths were in college are going to be his same strengths in the league. I'm interested to see it.
And he was actually, never mind, he did all right for himself. I thought he was way later. Scottaboo was in the 4th round, 3rd in the 4th round. So that's, you know, about, that's actually a little bit more closer to where I thought he'd be. He, to me, I liked him a lot more heading into it than you did. That part's pretty clear based on how you answered that one. But I do think he's going to be a nice player. That's all I got. We're way over. We don't have enough time to talk about the NFL draft. We'll have to do a lot more tomorrow. But, I mean, you got anything else? Anything else on the draft before we get out of here?
Nah, that's it.
Okay.
Raider Nation.
Great. I'll say that. Raiders did pretty good, too. I'll also say that. The Raiders, they did fantastic. I thought the Bears did well themselves. The Bears got Monungai out of Rutgers, who I don't think it's going to translate all the same, but interesting one as well for them. That's going to wrap it up for us. We'll talk plenty NFL tomorrow, as well as some Husker football, Husker games. We'll talk about that as well. So appreciate you guys listening. We got Husker Bowlers coming up next. Don't go anywhere.